Good evening, everybody. I decided to make a video. I made one yesterday and was not having a good day. Today is a bit better, and I wanted to speak to you about a couple things. All right. Oh, yes, I finally found my. This looks awful on me, but I finally found my Alana Kyle's hat. So I will put it on now. All right. Um, Forgive me, I'm kind of. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to say was I'm getting real worried about my mother again, um, which is causing me not to be able to breathe and having these panic attacks. I had COVID and I got over it in a few weeks. To me, honestly, except for not being, I couldn't taste things properly. Um, and I was really mad because the one thing I like, one of my few pleasures in life at the moment is I enjoy coffee, and I couldn't taste it, and it made it taste bad, as a matter of fact. So, other than that, and I got 104 temperature, and I knew something was wrong then because I haven't had a fever in years. Because of my illness, I don't get the fevers. Sorry, having a really bad day with the neck, as you can even see there for a second right there. And it's even worse over here, to be honest with you. See that big old thing? Well, if I started it, I might as well finish it. You see? There. And here, that little thin line, I think, is where the parasite itself is. But it's a long story, and I don't feel like going into any of that tonight. Um, so I'm worried about my mom, and this is different. I mean, this is stress and trauma caused. Since she came back here, she's declined, and I know that it's majorly from, I think, from the mold and the noxious gases that get released into this house. But it's also stress. And granted, the things that stress her out sometimes are kind of irrational, but hey, who can't say that? Especially when you're sick. So when she gets stressed, I get stressed, and it's just a big stress fest. And sometimes anything somebody says or does is irritating, especially with like neural Lyme and autism and ADHD like me, plus a list about that big. I come out of agreement with those, so I'm tired of believing what they say. The doctors, I mean. Um, so when it happens, I just go into the other room and try to breathe and listen to music or whatever, but I don't know what to do to save her or myself. I'm going to bring this up again. That fundraiser I have, and you'll probably stop listening at this point, but hey, that fundraiser I have on my Facebook wall, the backlash has been very severe. And I made a video about it yesterday, but tonight I really don't care. I can post what I want to. I got threatened for making fundraisers, actual threat. And I don't hold a gun to anybody's head to help me. I've helped others when I was able to. It's a give and take in this life, or it's supposed to be. And speaking of helping me, this isn't something that I was sure I wanted to talk about on here. Oh, yes, I have my diffuser. I wondered what that blue light was. Anyway, the person that I'm talking about is probably going to see this if she listens to it, but I have to talk about this to somebody and see how many friends I've got. This is about it. So fills the whole room, right? Anyway, other situation with somebody a lot of you guys know is somebody amazing. She's a wonderful person in the mortgage groups, and she had sent me $20 a couple months ago to send her something in the mail, and I got it together, boxed it up, handed it and the money for it to my dad, and he told me he sent it. It's now been long enough that I know something happened to it, and I know it didn't get there, even if if he even mailed it at all. Um, and I can't pay the money back right now because I just frankly don't have it. It's only $20, but I don't have it. And it makes me feel like I stole the money from her. And I didn't. I told her what was going on. She said it didn't matter, but it does. And I kind of feel the tension. And it's not her fault. I'm just saying, I mean, it might be coming from me because I don't know what to do about it. And if you see this, you know who you are. I sincerely apologize. But the creator is my witness. That package, as far as I knew, had gotten mailed. And I did give that to him. He said he did it. My father is known for lying, but I didn't think that would be the case here. Maybe it just got lost in the mail. That has happened to me before. Or it got stolen because it was something you really needed. This has been bothering me since it happened. I'm no thief or liar. Most of you know that. And there's people on my Facebook that I've known for 17, 18 years in person. I just don't talk about it much. They will vouch for me. I am a lot of things, but I don't do stuff like that. So yeah, that's stressing me out. And then there's the Lyme. I've had all these tests done, and I have to have more done. And I wanted to go the natural way and do the right stuff, and I still do, but I know that I can't afford to do it the right way at the moment. I can't. When my dad threw out my herbs, my 5-year collection of herbs, that a lot of guys sent me some of it, and I bought the rest, and it's like gone. Crystal Tripp had sent me, given me, excuse me, I made a bunch of tinctures at her house, and went to Florida, took them with me. The Lynette, hi Lynette, she sent them back to me when I got here because I didn't want to take them on the airplane, and it was obvious that somebody had opened them. They didn't crack anywhere. There was no leakages. The things were still sealed on tight. You know what I mean? So it was obvious somebody, for some reason, had taken them out and dumped them out and put the lid on. And some of them had like this much left. That's not the point. I don't have access to this stuff like most people do. Not everybody. There's a lot of people that I've helped. I don't talk about that, and I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave it at that. I do the best I can, and I pray to God that someday this all gets worked out right. See, I can hear I'm wheezing. When you've been double whammied all your life, it's kind of hard to have a brain, let alone use it well enough for other humans to think you're normal. Now I'm going to go off on a tangent, and I hope you listen because it's the truth, guys. If you feel in your heart and soul, we usually ignore that and do what is the right thing to do. But the real right thing to do is what that gut told you to do immediately. They want us to be normal. We're trying to stay in our skin. Thank you very much. We want to jump out. We're spirits in this body that has been taken over and hijacked, and all this horrible stuff has happened to our bodies. And we're not the body. We're the spirit in there. So we want to fly away, and so much more. So we try and try and try so we can be around them, our families, even our family, our friends. Why do they want us to be normal so badly? Why can they not accept us the way that we are? Why are we treated like outcasts and lepers in our families and friends' opinion? Why is their opinion even important? If we realize that we were put here to glorify and do missions for our Creator, for God, why do we let this world tell us how to act, talk, walk, dress, tell us how to be? And then there's even in the new age stuff and the alternative healing medicines, those groups, some of them are really great, and I've met a lot of good people there. But I'm telling you something, it's just another form of the same thing. There are these people saying, come away from the world, don't conform to the world, but here's 25 lists of things you have to do to get better or to be accepted in our around us. Like, it's the same thing under a different label. And it's that way with everything. And I'm just so tired of everybody falling for it. I have fallen for it. Oh. Okay, so if we realize, that we're here for a greater purpose, why do we settle for less? That is, thank you. If we realize that we're here for a great purpose, why do we settle for less? You are beautiful. You are exquisite. You are the best that God's got. You're the only real you. And I say that with discernment of the devices of the enemy. And I'll say it again. There is only one real you. Take it to the bank. And therefore, you are the best. Put your name in here. You, the heavens got. Do you understand that? You are the only one that I have to listen to my own messages. I get the best messages from myself when I talk to you guys. That's part of the reason I do these videos. I'm already at 10 minutes. I got to hurry up. But you are the best you that heaven's got, that God has got. And that you're the best that heaven has got to represent you and what you're supposed to do here. There's never going to be another one. Imagine with me for a second that God wrote out a list of people you're supposed to save and bring to him and help. A list of places we're supposed to go at certain times. A list of friends we're supposed to both fight to keep instead of letting them walking away, or we walk away and just never reconcile. And there's also a list of people we're supposed to cut loose that we keep around. What if there were very detailed missions and specific, like spy missions almost, and specific lists of things for you to do? And partially because this world, we're surrounded and bombarded by what it tells us to be and what is acceptable and what is loony and what's crazy and who made those rules. Those people are dead. The ones that made these rules are dead. Granted, it keeps changing over the years, so the new youngins come in and change. I can't believe I just said that, the youngins. I'm just saying, it's like the FCC decided what was going to be a swear word in America. Those old men are dead. And they were old when they decided it. And yet we still judge people by the standards that dead people made and treat them accordingly. What makes you say, oh, she looks pretty. Oh, she looks ugly. She's fit, man. Oh, she's fat. Why? Because of what you were taught from the TV, in school, peer pressure, magazines, and what you saw in front of you every day, right? Was there ever anyone who told you not to follow the trends? Because I sure hope there was one person in your life that told you to be real, be yourself, be authentic. The trends change so much that nobody can keep up anyway. I mean, why do we want to? What in us makes us think somebody looks good or bad? I'm asking using this topic because it's close to my heart and because it's the one everybody relates to, is looks. And the reason I don't mind making these videos is because I didn't always look like this. You can laugh, you can call me names, but you know what? I did not always look like this. And when I get well, God's going to make something beautiful out of this. And I'm not talking about my looks, but what's on the inside can sometimes, and I'm looking forward to the glorified body. I'm looking forward to not being in pain. I could care less if I'm, and we all say that, don't we? We say we don't care what people think, but we're lying. So thank you, baby. Loving yourself is not selfishness. Loving yourself is not vanity either. I'm learning to love myself again because I was taught growing up that it was a sin, that it was a lie. But seriously, no matter what, the kingdom of heaven has much different standards of right and wrong, evil and good, pretty and ugly, because see, the Creator who made you, it says in the Bible, he made you in secret. You were so precious to him that he didn't want anybody else seeing what he was doing to make you, what he was sewing together, what he was programming into you. We're like computers, guys, up here. Try to detox the world and the parasites that control you that you don't even know are there yet. You'll see. Whether you look snatched or not is going to be the least of your concerns, okay? Apparently, snatched is the new word for fleek. And I don't know what either one of them means. And frankly, that's okay with me. I never was like this world. And I was persecuted heavily for it all of my life. If you are like me and were pushed down, run over, banged up, and you still maintained a heart that loves God for real and loves others for real, your reward, our reward, will be great in heaven and maybe even on this earth. I promise, because God doesn't like anyone or anything bullying his babies. And that is what we are. Nuh-uh, guys, nuh-uh. Heaven has different governmental rules too. How much different? He has much different ways to live. What God defines as beautiful and gorgeous has zero to do with how you look and paint up the flesh with makeup. This flesh that is crawling with worms and gonna die. Period. No matter how much crap you put on your face, it's still got worms under there. In Yeshua's name, I pray we all see the truth. Ask the Father to lead you into all truth every day, every night. And by the way, his name wasn't Jesus, it was Yahushua or Yeshua. So guess what? As long as you are ignorant of the true name, he will honor Jesus. If you're still having trouble with the transition, he will honor Jesus as long as it takes you. But now you know, so what you do is up to you. Ignorance is only good enough for how long, until somebody comes up and says, hey, you know what? Bam. The whole world blows up. Okay, so learn to love your wormy self for exactly the reasons we were taught was wrong. For exactly the reasons we were taught was wrong. It would take a lifetime, maybe more, to unlearn the programming of this world, but God makes it happen faster if you ask. But I tell you the truth, be careful what you ask of the Most High God, because sometimes he will give it to you exactly as you ask. Hear me, exactly as you ask. So you ask to see the truth. You might want to say, as fast as you know I can handle it, Father. Because I'm speaking from personal experience that if it happens all at once, it literally, you see the truth of this world, it literally makes you insane for a few minutes. You have no idea what your own name is, what year it is, who's president. Wait, what's a president? I'm not joking. A factory reset on your brain is not what you want all at once. Just saying. But don't let that stop you from asking for it, because it's important. It's the only way out of this. I should go. The beat of your heart tells you the truth. And I'm going to leave you with what my sweet angel friend, she's one of the best friends that I've never met yet. She said to me, it was actually 3 years ago today, this popped up in my memories on there. And I couldn't believe it. It was exactly what I needed, of course. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Apparently, my child is listening to my video out there. Anyway, this is what she said to my parasite and bioweapon-ridden self, and what I will now share with you. She said, make friends with worms. They are purists. They hold you up, and when you, one day you'll get that. I got that right here. They hold you up. She said, dead one. She called me the dead one. She said, your spirit is immortal. Ride free, starseed. Starseed's of Yeshua HaMashiach, though. Way different from New Age stuff. And I've got many friends who believe differently than me. That's the whole point, is loving everybody. And she said, for you are everything, and everything is you. Learn that. Fly free and fearless like me. Nothing can touch you if you believe. She said, heal yourself, then heal your immediate environment. She said, and then she said what I said, love your wormy, snaky self. She says, nothing can touch you. It can just cause you pain and suffering if you don't rebuke it, as it's happening in the now. The now is all we have. And she says, Trish, you got this. Just watch it unfold. She said, things are happening in the now. Get you some. So I think this is the longest video I've made, but I'm telling you, get you some. If things are happening right now all around us and we're concentrating on what's happening here with the flesh, how can we forget those blessings, those beautiful, beautiful blessings? Anyway, I pray you have a wonderful night, and thank you if you watched this. God speed. I love you guys so much, or I would never put myself through this. You're amazing. Mwah.